The all-new 100.3 The Beat, throwback hip-hop and R&B. This is the all-new Community Connections. I'm your host, Jade Harrell, keeping you connected to our community.
All right, well, it's April, everybody, and so the time is fast approaching that dreaded deadline, April 15th, when you should have your taxes filed. But let me tell you, the time is not over for you to get help to do it. And to get help doing your taxes does not have to cost you. I am joined again, so grateful for our friend and partner, Russ Signorino with Gateway EITC Community Coalition, talking about the 2015 tax season. Russ, we still got a very short window. You guys are still out here helping?
Yeah, we got a week and a half left, so
that's
not much time.
Oh, my gosh.
I got to do my taxes, too, so I don't have much time.
Well, that's very comforting because for those of us that are like me, I'll get it done.
I've been busy.
Who knew? Exactly. We've been so busy that the deadline has creeped up on us. What do we need to know today so that we can make sure we get it done in time?
There are still many free tax sites available. Make sure you have all your stuff ready to go. You can go to gateway.eitc.org to find out our sites, or call the United Way 211 line, which of course is 211, to find out about our sites or other sites in the area that are open. We still have at least half of our 27 sites that are still open through the middle of April. They have not been very busy over the past couple of weeks, which is good. So hopefully you can come in and get them done pretty quickly. There are other things to keep in mind. Make sure that you let us know that when you come in, whether you have health insurance, how long you had health insurance in 2014. If you don't have health insurance in 2014, you may be penalized. Uncle Sam has given you a little bit of a leeway to sign up by April 30th. To get health care, so keep that in mind too. And also, you've probably been hearing a lot about identity theft being a major problem, a growing problem this year. We've had some clients that are dealing with that. We've even had a few of our volunteers, and when they file their taxes, there's been an identity theft problem. So,
well, a couple of things then. Help me understand then. Now, you mentioned health insurance. Why would I need to know about health insurance when I'm coming to get my taxes prepared?
Well, under the Affordable Care Act, which most people know as Obamacare,
he cared.
He did care. It requires that all of us have health insurance, whether it's private health insurance or Medicare or Medicaid, so forth. Under that law, everybody was supposed to be covered in 2014. So when you come in to do your 2014 taxes in 2015, if you were not covered for the entire year, in the law there's a penalty that can be assessed, and the assessment is against your taxes or your tax liability.
So you would owe money? You
could owe money to Uncle Sam because you didn't have health insurance. This year, it's a relatively light penalty. It's $95 or 1% of your family income. One thing most people don't realize, though, is that if you have, say, a 5-person or 6-person family, and maybe you have 2-3 wage earners, if one person in that family does not have health insurance, they figure out that 1% penalty against, again, the family income. So it's going to be much more than $95. That penalty goes up in 2015, and it goes up again in 2016, goes up to 2% this year, 3% next year, and then it's indexed to inflation, just like Social Security benefits are and things like that.
So which was kind of what happened with Social Security, to be sure that those things did get implemented and in place. These are those kinds of incentives as well as costs in order to make sure this gets rolled out.
Exactly.
So do you all help with that at the sites?
At a number of our Saturday sites, there are what are called healthcare navigators that work for a number of organizations here in the St. Louis metropolitan area who have been trained to answer people's questions, to get them through healthcare.gov so they can go ahead and get signed up. So, yeah, we'll have some people available.
If they weren't signed up, they can certainly get it signed up or get help signing up with you all on a Saturday site, but then also some understandings of the penalties and what they need to know to be sure that they are in compliance, so to speak.
Exactly. Cool. And a number of our clients who did sign up this year were pleasantly surprised how low their monthly premiums are.
Well, good. And then they got their health insurance.
And
you all played a huge part of that. So who's eligible again for the free tax preparation?
$53,000 or less in income. We can go ahead.
Per family?
If it's jointly, if it's a husband and wife coming in together, it's $53,000. Both of those incomes combined. If you come in as an individual, it's $53,000.
Okay, so yes, there's the heads of house.
And it's not a hard ceiling. I mean, we've been known to go above that, especially if you just have a relatively simple tax return. We'll go ahead and do it.
All right, simple tax returns. And what must we have in hand to be sure that we are prepared to get things done when we show up?
W-2s, 1099s. If you have a copy of last year's tax return, it's always good to bring it in. If you're paying real estate taxes, a copy of your paid real estate tax receipt. And if you did get health care last year through the marketplace, which is healthcare.gov, you'll get a form in the mail, or you should have a form in the mail called a 1095A. Bring that in because we'll need to tell Uncle Sam that you brought that in.
That you did.
Now, we will all get that this year, next year, I mean. But this year is just those that got it through the marketplace.
Well, it's still pretty new. Awesome. Where do we find out the locations?
They can call United Way 211 line, which is 211. They can go to our website, which is gatewayeitc.org, or they can call our phone number directly, which is 314-539-4062.
All right, Russ, I want you to send out one last bit of encouragement for all of us latecomers so that we can go on and get in and get these things taken care of.
Get it done. There's a lot of us that are in the same boat. We just need to make sure we make the deadline so we don't get penalized. And we've got to do it sooner or later, so we might as well get it done in the next week and a half, get it out of the way, and move on to something
That's
else.
right, and get it done with help. Russ Signorino, Executive Director of Gateway EITC. Just love him to death. He comes and helps us out every year. I thank you for your commitment
We really
and always
appreciate
that good, in-depth, helpful information. Russ, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Classic The Wiz is coming to Normandy High School. Phenomenal Duane Foster has done it again with a talented cast of young people that spans the boundaries of the district. Duane, welcome back. Tell me about this amazing production.
The Wiz at Normandy High School. Last semester, we had no idea of what we were going to do for our spring musical. Actually, we were going to do an original piece. But I took a break from a dance class and came back in, and the kids were all dancing to music from The Wiz. And then it dawned on me that, my goodness, this music is completely and totally intoxicating. And also, this is the 40th anniversary of the Broadway opening of The Wiz. And I had the great fortune of working with the original choreographer, George Faison. So I have a lot of ties to The Wiz. We did The Wiz when I went to Normandy. And I knew that the messages delivered from the musical would really relate to our children. And I'll let the cast members talk about that. But also the Regional Arts Commission were very diligent in providing us with a wonderful grant to do this. And this is the first production that we've done since I've been teaching at Normandy, where we have students from the elementary school, middle school, high school, and alumni are all a part of this production. So we'll be pulling from all facets of the community.
Oh, that's great. Have you adapted it to make it more modern for these young people, or are you being true to the classic of 40 years?
All I can say is, if you come, be ready for the lion and the poppy scene. It is unlike any poppy scene from any other Wiz production in its 40 years. There's a little Beyonce in the poppy scene, and that's all I'll say about that.
Ooh. So why The Wiz? You weren't sure what to do, but you chose this. Why do you think it translates 40 years later in 2015?
Well, you're looking at all of the attributes that are attributed to The Wiz. Courage, the concept of knowledge, the brain, and the passion and the heart, and really knowing who you are as an individual with Dorothy. And I think these are all different items and elements that our students are dealing with on a daily basis. They're struggling with it. Given the whole Ferguson situation last year, a lot of things are coming to surface here in St. Louis. And I think that a lot of the teenagers are starting to find their voice. And I think The Wiz completely and totally brings out that ideal.
Yeah. All right, so who do you have with you today?
Okay, well, of course, starring in our show is our Dorothy, which is Aaliyah Adams. We have The Wiz himself, Mr. Bryce Gale Smith. We have our lion, which is DeMarcus Butler. We have our scarecrow, which is Jeronique Morris. And we have our wonderful, illustrious Tin Man, our alum, Mr. LaRon Boyd.
Very nice. What has this meant for you?
My play as Dorothy is really giving a message on how I'm lost. Trying to find myself and also depending on others to help me get somewhere. And doing this is just giving a certain encouragement to everybody, trying to find what they already had a long time ago. So that's the same thing I'm doing to myself. Playing in this role has shown me that I have a lot more than I thought I had, a lot more talent, a lot more things in myself. And it's given me a lot of more encouragement that I thought I could ever get.
Yeah. So what's one thing in this process, baby girl, that you did not know? What's something that you could take with you going forward from this to the rest of your life?
Believe in yourself. Do what you know you can do, and when you know you can do it better. Never know that when it's good, it's not good enough. Be better than what you could ever imagine yourself of being.
Is there a favorite version of The Wiz for you? Do you, whether it's Broadway, or do you go back and check out the original Wiz, or maybe even the original Wizard of Oz?
Honestly, my favorite is the play that I'm in. That's my favorite. Well, me going to my school and practicing it, that's my favorite.
I know that's right. So what about your co-stars? Have you guys gelled and become a family yet?
Well, most of us known each other for a long time, and then there's some that we just met each other. But I think so far it's a great relationship, it's a great bond between each other. And we're still learning, Oh, I didn't know you can hit that. I didn't know you were that type of person. So it's still surprising, but I think that we all built a good relationship.
Yes, I love that. All right, so Mr. Wiz, tell us about your role and what this means for you and what you bring to this particular presentation.
All right, so Mr. Wiz, he's a cool guy, and in reality, I am a cool guy. Bryce is a cool dude. And it really stands out to me because I feel like it's me playing, it's me doing me.
So is this merely an extension of you, or is there an inner voice that comes out when you get into character that you're able to express that you haven't shared before?
Well, at certain scenes I do. I feel like I need to, get more into character. But as the Wiz, I'm a laid back dude, real cool, pretty powerful. That's me.
Cool dude, huh? All right, so for those who don't know The Wiz, tell everybody about it and why is it named for you?
So The Wiz, it's an intimidating role, and it's intimidating to others. So I feel like I got that. I can do that, He gives off a false impression that he's this mighty guy, when really in reality he's lame, So I had to keep that up. I had to keep the feel of I'm big, I'm this, I'm that, but really I'm not. Bryce, he wants everybody to think he's the coolest guy. With Bryce, in reality, he's nice. He's okay. The Wiz, in reality, he's not anything. He's lame. But what he want people to see is he's mighty. He's big.
All right, so we've met Dorothy and we've met the Wiz, and now we've got the Lion. Everybody else, step up and tell us about your role, what it means to you, and what you most want to express through this production.
I actually wanted the role of Lion because I've always been in my older siblings' shadows. They have always been the prom kings, the captains, the presidents of clubs and things. And I feel that me and the Lion have similarities. So to cope with my insecurities, I've gradually became the Lion. I thought I had the Lion facade at first, but through experience I've slowly gained, and now I think I have the Lion pretty down packed. I'm ready to give them the big bang. I'm ready to surprise the crowd. It's something you gotta come and see. It's pretty spectacular. It's gonna be the hit of the night. Well, no, not the hit of the night, but I've learned from all of my peers, from seeing them act to how they sing to when can we get better, can we rehearse after, to how dedicated they've truly been. And I'm proud of all of them. You have to cloud out all the negativity and stuff that you hear just to act this role of being frightened and terror, because it's scary when you see a classmate or your best friend shot in cold blood. It's hard to watch. So I think I did bring a piece of that into The Lion. And if you come and see, you'll see it.
All right, how about you, Scarecrow? Are you afraid of fire?
That's a good thing, but I'm not actually, because even though I'm Scarecrow, I do have to persuade people that I can't think, or I can't do this, or I'm afraid of things, but I'm actually not. But it's actually kind of good to be Scarecrow. Scarecrow is like at least 75% of playing it, and I've only brought a little bit of myself inside of it, because when you get a role, you got to learn that role from the front page to the end of it. Whether he's scared, whether he's don't know, whether he's dance moves, where he wobble all the time, or anything that he does in it. So I'm really, Scarecrow is just Scarecrow. I'm him every day now. To be honest, my version of the Scarecrow is that everybody's telling him he's dumb. The crows, they telling him he's dumb, he's not gonna get down, and so in his mind he say that he's not, and he once did believe that he could, but now he's not, because he's heard it every day. Just like as a normal kid, hear it every day. If he's dumb, he's stupid, or ugly, they start believing it in some type of way. And now that he has a friend, Dorothy, that can help him get down, he starts believing in himself again. So I'm bringing in this message that if you have that one friend, like we say, your best friend, then you can't do anything with that best friend by your side. To be honest, Dorothy is like one of the best actors or singers that we have in this stage. But Lion, Riz, and even Tin Man, we all like our family now. It's not like one is better than all. It's that we're one for all and all for one.
So we've got an alumni, Tin Man. How does this speak to you?
Yeah, I am an alumnus of 2009 graduation, Normandy High School. And I played a Tin Man, of course. And how I fed into that role, well, me and Mr. Foster here, I've known him for the previous play that he had at the high school, which is Dreamgirls. Did a very wonderful job of that. And this particular place, The Wiz, I actually liked the movie. I liked The Wiz, the musical and everything. And so I was actually honored to be asked to be the Tin Man and to fit that role, to be someone who doesn't have a heart but has the persona of a down-to-earth person. It brought me to want to do this role more, because it just like some of the songs they have in there, like what would I do if I could feel? If I could just feel once that baby's smile, or just someone's tears. Just you mentioned earlier the Ferguson. If I could feel that pain of that family, of that moment, and I brought that into this play, because it really, how would you feel if that happened, if that was your kid, yours? So I'm taking that into consideration into this musical as well.
Well, with the Tin Man not being able to feel, being made out of tin, and do you feel like an alumnus to your classmates that you're able to lead them in a positive direction?
You know what? Musicals haven't always been my forte, but as I've been asked, it's given me the courage. It's given me the mind frame to want to do this more, and I don't feel like I'm leading them. They're teaching me just like I'm teaching them. It's a learning experience for all of us, and for me, for just to be in this play with the high school and the middle school, it's brought me to know that like I can still do this at any age. You still can do it.
Now, you said middle school. There's not just high schoolers participating in this production.
Oh, this piece and project of The Wiz, it has a cast of a lot. You got elementary, you got middle school, you got high school, and you got alumnus like myself. So it's a group effort, and this is a good piece to bring everyone into this wonderful, what was it, 40 years of The Wiz, to bring all of them together into one building, and to have the family and friends just recognize how hard we worked. It's a very good opportunity to see.
Now, everybody else declined, but do you have a favorite character in this show?
In fact, I do, and this character is a Scarecrow, because the song I Was Born Yesterday, in my eyes, I reflect, we all live, each day is a new day, and so you take that day as a new day and you do something different with it. So that's why I like the Scarecrow, because he plays a good message, because that song I Was Born Yesterday, which when you come to that musical at Normandy High School, you will know I could do this each day. You can do something different, and it can be something inspiring each day.
Wonderful. Okay, Mr. Foster, send out the invitation. Where can we see it?
Yes, the Wiz will be playing at Normandy High School's Viking Hall Auditorium on Friday, April 17th and Saturday, April 18th at 7 o'clock p.m. If you would like to purchase tickets ahead of time, you can call the main office at Normandy High School, 314-493-0603, and they will get your information and get it to me and get a ticket to you as soon as possible. But we are also selling tickets at the door, and the ticket prices are for the adults $10, and for students $7, and for students who are 12 and under, $5.
So everybody will understand this.
Every single person, everybody has seen the movie. We all have our opinions of Diana Ross's performance, but, we all grew up with Diana Ross as Dorothy. But I can't wait for the community to come out and see all of what is representing Normandy, all on stage, telling a wonderful story.
That's right. So go over it one more time.
So once again, the tickets are available at Normandy High School main office. The number for that is area code 314-493-0603. Normandy High School is located at 6701 St. Charles Rock Road. And we are selling tickets now, and also the dates of the show. April 17th and 18th at 7 o'clock p.m. We're asking that people get there as close to 6:30 as possible so we can treat it like a real theater and open the doors at 30 minutes and start the show right on time.
Thank you so much. The phenomenal Mr. Duane Foster and his tremendous cast for The Wiz at Normandy Senior High. Make sure you don't miss it. When we come back, I'll tell you what's happening in the neighborhood, your community calendar right after this. The all-new 100.3 The Beat, throwback hip-hop and R&B. This is Jade Harrell. What's happening in your neighborhood? All right, it's time to head back to the polls. There's some things on the ballot very important for us on the April 7th election. Of course, the League of Women Voters and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch have put together a voter's guide. You can Google that. But study, know what you need to do, and get out and vote. There are some very impactful things happening, including some things in Ferguson City. All right, that's it for this week. If you have questions or comments or have something you'd like to submit for the community calendar, you can leave a message on a message box at 333-8369, 333-8369. And for more information about today's show or any of our guests, visit us online at 1003thebeat.com. Look for us next week at 7 o'clock and each Saturday, the all-new Community Connection on 100.3 The Beat. Throwback hip-hop and R&B. I'm Jade Harrell. Be blessed, do blessed, and bless the Lord.